England's Sean Murphy is 6-3 down behind to Scotland's Stephen Maguire, while Welsh youngster Jackson Page has a 6-3 lead over former finalist Barry Hawkins. And finally in golf at the RBC Heritage, Harold Varner III holds a one-shot lead over Shane Lowry, Eric Van Rooyen and Patrick Cantlay. Tommy Fleetwood is 3 shots off the lead and Ian Poulter is 4 behind. That's all for now, we'll have more later. Latest sports news on Sunday. We'll start with football. Liverpool boss Jurgen Klopp has said Liverpool's first half performance in their 3-2 FA Cup semi-final win over Manchester City, one of the best first halves of football that they've ever played. Klopp said we played an incredible game in the first half. I loved each second of it. Liverpool were 3-0 up at half-time thanks to goals from Ibrahima Konate and 2 from the second.
Jordan Henderson, Firmino and Thiago, Mohamed Salah, Sadio Mane and Luis Diaz make a pretty exciting front three. For Manchester United, 4 changes after they edged past Norwich last time out. They bring in Jones, Matic, Wan-Bissaka and Rashford. So they are David De Gea in goal, Phil Jones, Harry Maguire and Victor Lindelof in what looks to be a back three. And Diogo Dalot and Aaron Wan-Bissaka in the wing-back roles. Paul Pogba and Nemanja Matic in the centre of midfield. With Anthony Elanga, Marcus Rashford and Bruno Fernandes, the attacking options. Myself, Bobby Jackson and Dan McCarthy with you for tonight's game. Difficult on paper, really, to see Liverpool slipping up here.
Yeah, it's really hard to make a case for Manchester United coming into this game. Looking at the lineup, it's almost as if Ralf Rangnick has gone with a bit of a mindset of damage limitation, playing 3 central defenders, playing Wan-Bissaka and Dalot as the wing-backs. There's going to be a lot of defending to be done by those players, because Liverpool, they've just been absolutely outstanding recently. The way that they dismantled Manchester City in the first half really does suggest that we've got a title race on our hands, and I think it's going to be potentially a long evening for Manchester United.
Yeah, they're a side that have struggled at Anfield in recent times as well. They did get a draw last season, a goalless one in the Premier League, but they've not picked up a victory at the home of Liverpool in their last 6 visits, as Sadio Mane just lays one back into Van Dijk now, and Matip can get his set up and look further up the field, where he finds Alexander-Arnold back centrally to the linchpin in that Liverpool midfield. Firmino opened up to the left with Robertson. Manchester United already setting up as a defensive unit. Happy for Liverpool to have the ball in this area, but now as they come further forwards, I'm sure the press will start to begin. It's out wide to Alexander-Arnold, whipped into the box over the head of Diaz and cleared away by Jones. Liverpool will attempt to start again, and Matip's ball down the line just a bit short for Mohamed Salah. That's out for the throw. Liverpool find themselves unbeaten in 12 in the Premier League. That's why they have been able to turn the screw on Manchester City. It looked as though the title race may well have been out of reach for them at the start of the year. They were 14 points adrift of the Citizens. Here we find ourselves tonight, the opportunity for them to go to the top of the standings, and high energy pressing from Liverpool now to win the ball back, although it's lost again, and Rashford can start to motor on down the right hand side. Van Dijk comes across and calmly picks up possession, going back to Alisson. I suppose a really big week or two as Alisson. There's a Cruyff turn there to get away from Bruno Fernandes, having just spoken about Virgil van Dijk being calm under pressure at the back. Alisson shows that he's got a trick or two as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's both he and Henderson. I think they're almost trying to compete for who can be the coolest and almost most careless goalkeeper in there. But yeah, brilliant play from Alisson. That's the kind of thing that confident players can do. They can take risks, kind of knowing full well that they're going to come off, and that was another example. That's the kind of thing that'll really get the crowd going. They'll like to see Alisson do that when it's successful, of course. And well, Manchester United have made an okay start, I suppose.
Right, here is Rashford on the ball. Stumbled on it, but still squeezes away to Fernandes. Lovely ball over the top now to try and find Dalot. He's just gone a bit too far ahead of him, and he won't be able to keep that in. He's gone behind for the goal kick. Just before Alisson's trickery there, I was going to suggest that it's been a really big week for Liverpool. They had the double header with Manchester City. They had to round off their Champions League second leg quarter final, although it was seemingly pretty well placed for them after the first leg, and now against a Manchester United side who may be on shoulder to shoulder with them anymore, but still those bragging rights on offer.
Absolutely, it's still a very big game. It's the 2 biggest clubs in English football going toe to toe, and even though they're not competing, both of them at the top of the table, Manchester United are some way short of Liverpool at the minute. Break off because they're attacking down the right side.
Yeah, Salah into the box, and Diaz with the opener. Far too easy for Liverpool from back to front in just a couple of passes, and Luis Diaz has been a fine addition to this Liverpool squad. He goes head to head. In fact, it's Alexander-Arnold who's having a bit of a scuffle with David De Gea, but nonetheless the goal scored and Liverpool lead.
As soon as you saw Liverpool just chop through Manchester United down that right hand side, you were almost certain that they were going to go and score. Manchester United too open at the back once again. Liverpool able to slice through them, and it's very good awareness from Mo Salah with the low cross on his right boot. Luis Diaz getting into the area, clearly onside. Both players, Alexander-Arnold and Salah that were running for the ball, and it's a simple finish from the edge of the 6-yard box for Diaz.
Yeah, he couldn't miss from that sort of range. He's not been part of this Liverpool squad for long, but that's his 3rd goal in his 8th Premier League appearance. He's been a man that has settled in so well to this Liverpool squad. As when Liverpool broke down that right-hand side, there were a couple of options there in Alexander-Arnold and Salah, both onside. As the ball came across, Diaz slotted it in. Trying to have a look at what the issue might have been with De Gea and Alexander-Arnold. Well, the ball was kicked in the aftermath by Alexander-Arnold. Not sure if it hit De Gea, but it may well have brushed past.
It looked like it skimmed off his face.
Okay.
I mean, something out of nothing there. But just looking at the replay, it's Maguire that gets caught far too high up the field. He's out of position. He's unable to turn in the nick of time. Salah and Alexander-Arnold, in terms of a wide partnership, it's about as good as it gets in world football at the minute. And from there on in, Manchester United always looked exposed. Lindelof and Phil Jones in the box, they tried to get there ahead of Diaz, but in the end Diaz gets the goal and continues what's been a wonderful start to his Liverpool career. What a signing he's proved to be.
Yeah, Jurgen Klopp has found a few good ones of late, and Diaz certainly falls into that category. Has further piled pressure on what already looked at a really strong front three of Firmino, Salah and Mane. They brought in Diogo Jota not long before Diaz, and he showed that the previous front three could no longer sit on their laurels. Diaz has come in and added more to the arsenal. As we look at the live standings, Liverpool top of the table. They will be moving 2 points clear of Manchester City, but they'll have played a game more at the conclusion of tonight's fixture. Here across now into Matip, and Liverpool looking to build in opposition territory as they come across to the left-hand side of the field. Manchester United fans and Liverpool fans joining in a round of applause in the 7th minute, offering their support to Cristiano Ronaldo, who you'll have heard has been in the news over the last 24 hours, not involved in today's match day squad. Nice moment from both sets of fans there as the ball goes behind for a goal kick. And Liverpool's start to this match, I suppose, they'd sort of settled in, hadn't they, with a bit of possession, but they hadn't put United on the back foot with a great deal of pressure. The way they carved them apart there, just far too easy.
Well, I think that just shows how weak Manchester United are defensively at the moment. The fact that I think it was an even start, really. Manchester United actually did show a bit of forward momentum. They tried to play a lofted through ball from Bruno Fernandes towards Dalot over on the far side. They're going to make a change by the looks of it, Manchester United, very early on. Jesse Lingard is stripped and ready. I'm not too sure if there's anyone down injured. We've not seen that on our studio pictures so far. Liverpool are just stroking the ball around. Doesn't look like anyone's moving too gingerly, so if it is a tactical change, I can't remember seeing an earlier one, to be honest.
No, just obviously our pictures at the moment, we're seeing the United attacking line. I'm just wondering if he's maybe either thinking, as you say, that the back three's not working, they were picked apart too easily there, whether he's going to take off someone like Phil Jones this early on into the match and doesn't need that back three. You'd imagine if one of those is to go off, Lindelof, Maguire or Jones, it will be the latter. Yeah, we'll soon learn that as Dalot wins the ball. There's certainly no United players down at the moment. They all seem to be moving freely enough. And it's forwards in towards Rashford. He puts it out wide, but it'll skim away and off for the throw-in. Might give us the chance for this change to be made. Yes, Martin Atkinson blows his whistle, and Pogba is the man leaving the field. He is limping a little bit, so looks as though it is an injury enforced.
Yeah, he's moving a little bit awkwardly, Paul Pogba. Dreadful start to the game for him, only lasting 10 minutes, and that's the end of his evening. He must have felt something twinge, and it's those kinds of muscle injuries that if you carry on, you run the risk of aggravating them. Paul Pogba out of contract at the end of the season. He is going to be playing for a move in the summer. I don't think anyone thinks he's going to be remaining at the club, so no risks taken from him. But that's one of Manchester United's better players off as well.
Yeah. The tactics that they came into the game with, Pogba would have been key to them, trying to drive things forward from that midfield. Lingard, of course, on his day can cause problems as well. We saw exactly what he's about last season. He had that very successful loan stint at West Ham. surprised that he remained at United this term, and game time has been hard to come by for him. As United have to put one behind now for a corner. Diogo Dalot being asked plenty of questions by Mohamed Salah out on that Liverpool right. The United left wing back stepping in this time round. See what they've got to offer now from a set piece, with the height of Matip and Van Dijk coming forwards. Have scored more goals from corners than anyone else in the top flight this season, 12. Next best is Man City and West Ham, both with 10. United have their work cut out in trying to keep them at bay. Alexander-Arnold with the delivery. Lindelof heads clear. It's out to Thiago, who angles one back in. Diaz with the header, and it's on to the roof of the net.
Yeah, it was a good ball in by Thiago Silva. That kind of right angle on it to make it awkward for Manchester United. Diaz looking for a second goal. Maybe it would have been better served nodding it back across. Mo Salah was in plenty of space, but he possibly couldn't quite stretch to do that in time. But Manchester United, before the game, they'll have been wanting to keep Liverpool at bay for as long as possible. If they can get to half-time with the scoreline 0-0, Liverpool would maybe get frustrated. It's just about the opposite to what Ralf Rangnick would have wanted. And more questions are going to be asked of Manchester United going forward after this game, because I don't see them getting back into it even at this early stage.
Diaz heading back down into Matip. Liverpool will open up again to that right-hand side where they've looked so threatening. He's got deep runner on the far side in Robertson. I'm not sure if the intention was to try and find him, but the pass was short. United clear away momentarily. It comes back out towards Henderson. Guided down the line for Salah, who's dragged Maguire out of position. He'll lay it off into Fabinho. One in the box to aim for, that's Mane. It's off the midriff of Matic though, and Liverpool battle to reclaim it. Not quite come down for anyone cleanly yet. Fabinho will go and rob the ball from Fernandes. He's done well to keep that in a tight space, but his teammates then can't build any further. Threaded forwards by Fernandes, and across cutely was Matip to go and pick it up for his side. Here is Robertson now, guided centrally for Mane. Falls back towards the halfway line, and between Jones and Lingard, they managed to win the ball and then win a free kick. The recent away record for Manchester United doesn't make for pleasant reading either. They lost, of course, last time out away from home against Everton. Prior to that, they'd suffered a 4-1 loss at Manchester City. But it's just one win in their last 5 away from home across all competitions. That victory coming courtesy of a 4-2 win at Elland Road against Leeds, but they slipped up against Burnley, a 1-1 draw at Turf Moor. It was always tough, as we said from the outset, to make a real logical argument for them coming out on top tonight. When you look at that form book, the early goal makes life extremely difficult as Maguire nods down, prevents Mane from slipping in behind. Fernandes will open it up across the field to Lindelof. Now Wan-Bissaka back centrally for Fernandes, and United just trying to settle into a period of possession, find their feet in this game with 14 minutes gone. Liverpool 1, Manchester United 0. Independent off-tube studio commentary. Luis Diaz with the goal if you did miss that. All over the top now for Lingard, who may have beaten the offside trap, but it's beyond him through to Alisson, and some keep play there.
Yeah, it was good from Manchester United. I don't think they've done a bad job going forward so far, and Jesse Lingard, what he will bring off the bench is that extra energy, that movement off the ball. He might not be the silkiest player technically, but he does have attributes in that regard. Perhaps what Manchester United need. It's just that whenever Liverpool get forward, you're almost looking through your hands if you're from a Manchester United perspective, because Liverpool look like they can cut Manchester United open far too easily time and time again.
Well, the highest scorers in the division, Liverpool. The goal scored tonight is their 80th of the season. It's their 32nd game. Coming forward looking for number 81 as Alexander-Arnold attempts to find Fabinho. It's a rare loose ball from the England right back though. It's won by Liverpool though before United can get up to the halfway line, and Thiago, some lovely footwork to get the ball through to Mane. He'll get a shot off, it's deflected and wide for the corner.
Yeah, really nice piece of skill from Thiago Alcantara just to release the ball to Sadio Mane quickly. didn't really have too much on. I think he could have shot first time. There were too many defenders in the way. Had to try and move forward himself. But he's won the corner kick. That's a decent enough result as far as Liverpool are concerned. And now another test of Manchester United's defensive acumen. They've got 3 central defenders on there. They should, in theory, be good from this situation.
It's Robertson who delivers this time, the outswinger. It's to the far post. Fabinho with the free volley, scuffed it into the ground. United managed to scramble clear through Lindelof. Thiago will nod back down to Robertson, who doesn't have the angle on to cross. So it's infield and short to Diaz, rolled nicely back down the line for Robertson. Low cross cleared at the near post by Lindelof. And this time United managed to survive, but far too easy for Fabinho to get that volley away.
Absolutely. So there were 3 Liverpool players at the back post, all of them unmarked. I think maybe the visitors thought that the ball was going to come towards that near side, trying to block off as many runners as possible, but if Firmino would have caught that a little bit sweeter, it possibly would have gone on target. You're looking at David De Gea making a save from quite close range.
Henderson unable to control the ball across the field from Thiago, but his work ethic helps him to win it back. And off to Alexander-Arnold, and Thiago again, who's been covering a lot of ground, and tries another threaded ball. This time Dalot can intercept. He's kept things ticking nicely as Thiago. Now his distribution and eye for a pass is fantastic. Alexander-Arnold's cross into the box now is deflected, falls to Diaz, he can't turn on it. Now a scramble ensues for real control of the ball. Eventually United move it away. Comes as far as Thiago, and then Liverpool can't make it stick. They'll go off for another Liverpool corner. Anthony Elanga getting the final touch on it. It's real backs to the wall stuff now.
It is. Liverpool's pressing game is forcing Manchester United into really rudimentary errors. I mean, that's the kind of corner kick that you concede when you're being put under severe pressure by an opposition team. Liverpool building up ahead of steam. They're in for the kill. They know that a second goal and Manchester United are going to be really deflated.
Corner from the right-hand side. Again, an outswinger. Alexander-Arnold puts it into the near post. That's easy enough for Bruno Fernandes to clear first time. Henderson will sweep up and go back to Robertson. Lingard is the man leading the Manchester United press. He's got Rashford in support, but in space was Robertson, and he's found by Alisson. Matip dropping back into a defensive position as well. Just helps Liverpool to settle back into a more recognisable shape. It's Thiago to Mane, who's dropped off that forward line on several occasions. Happy to show himself in deeper midfield areas to get the move going. And they'll have another corner as United put it behind, this time through Matic.
Another really, really cheap concession. But again, you try and look at the positives. That's really good play from Liverpool, putting them under as much pressure as possible. Manchester United almost look scared when Liverpool come forward, and that's why they're making these errors over and over again. And it's surely only a matter of time, you think, before Liverpool take one of these opportunities.
Yeah, go and add to their lead and put themselves in a commanding position. Still in the first half, we're 18 and a half in. Robertson's delivery is headed away this time by Maguire, volleyed back and over the bar. Just couldn't quite meet it well enough, Jordan Henderson.
Yeah, nice effort from Henderson, not a regular goal scorer, and perhaps tell from the technique of that volley. It was leaning back a little bit, just getting another replay on our screens of the goal that was scored, and it is Harry Maguire. You've got to point fingers at. He was caught out of position. He was too high up the field. But both Salah and Alexander-Arnold running for that ball. Salah who gets there, and Diaz ghosting in at the back post. No chance for David De Gea to save that one.
He looks with his arms outstretched, understandable. As Maguire is complaining that no one was tracking the runners, but as you rightly point out, he was the one that was deeper than the rest and failed to step up with his teammates. He's been under the spotlight a lot recently, Harry Maguire. Booed by sections of the England fans over the recent international break. His role with Manchester United as captain has come under scrutiny. Errors like that aren't going to help his cause at all. As we look at the match stats so far, and United yet to have a shot on or off target. Liverpool have created 5, 1 on goal. That, of course, the crucial one that was scored, and dominant with possession as well, 74% of it. They're on the ball once more now with Diaz. Away from goal with Bruno Fernandes snapping at his heels. He lays off to Fabinho. Thiago, first time pass out to Robertson. Thought about an early ball infield, but options weren't quite showing, so instead they go back and recycle again. Thiago has now got 2 for company. He has to go all the way deep to his goalkeeper, Alisson. It's just on the edge of his area.
Sooner rather than later.
Yeah, they just get swarmed, don't they? Any time that United get the ball inside their own half, especially, it's always sort of a stretched pass. They're trying to force it to get it out of danger, and in that they misplace it. Liverpool are straight on top of them in 2s and 3s and immediately have it back and can begin again. They just look so comfortable, Liverpool. And as you said before, the scary thing is that although at times tonight we've seen some really good football from them, for the most part I don't think they've been at the best.
Thiago with the ball across to Salah. Salah coming inside on his left foot. The shot is deflected and it's easy enough for David De Gea as he gets down to his left-hand side. But the space continues to open up. It was Thiago who's really made his mark on this Liverpool side in the couple of years he's been at the club. He's probably entering his best period of form for them, and it's amazing to think he cost just a shade over £20 million when he joined. Van Dijk now fancying his chances coming forward. He goes down under a challenge from Harry Maguire. I don't think it was a foul, and the referee concurs. He doesn't blow up or a free kick. That's just how confident Liverpool are right now. The fact that Virgil van Dijk feels he can get involved. The only negative, he's just picked himself up from that challenge. He's not moving great at the minute. They'll have to keep an eye on that. Here is Luis Diaz now. Diaz looking to get away from Lindelof round the outside. He crosses it and then it's blocked behind for a corner. It's Phil Jones who gets down low, puts it behind, and Liverpool, could they have 6 or 7 conceivably by the end of play tonight?
Yeah, I think that's a very real possibility. Look at Phil Jones here. We're 30 minutes in. He looks as though he's done 90 minutes, doesn't he? I know he's not played a lot of football, so it's maybe a bit harsh to single him out, but the feeling is a lot of these United players have been doing a lot of chasing, not even getting anywhere near the ball. It's so demoralising, I think, when you put up that defensive shape and you still then can't stop the opposition from coming at you and coming through you in the manner that Liverpool have done.
Yeah, I think if neutrals are going to have sympathy for one Manchester United player, it probably is going to be Jones.
Yeah.
As Alexander-Arnold whips the corner in. It's headed behind for another one. Maguire gets in the way, but Alexander-Arnold with another chance to swing that ball in with the wand of a right foot that he's got at his disposal. Take 2 from the near side. In swinging corner, incoming. Over towards the far side. De Gea can punch it clear. Only as far as Henderson. Henderson gets the cross in. Van Dijk's remained up there. This is Mane! And he struck it left-footed. De Gea was there to make the save, and I think the whistle has gone because De Gea was impeded. I'm not sure whether Sadio Mane was in an offside position anyway, but as Henderson swung the ball back in, it was headed on by Van Dijk. Mane was offside, so even if he'd have managed to strike that ball cleanly into the back of the net, it would have been ruled out. But this is probably one of the least competitive games between these two sides I can remember for a long time.
Yeah, even last season, as we say, the recent visits from Manchester United to Anfield haven't been great, but last season they managed to battle to a goalless draw, which on the face of it isn't fantastic when you consider the difference and the gulf between the two clubs over recent years. Liverpool winning Champions Leagues and a maiden Premier League title. Manchester United, a side that were once so dominant, slipping off and at times even struggling to get into the top 4. To get a goalless draw has to be regarded as pretty good for them. Tonight, though, you're seeing that gulf completely. We're watching a Liverpool side that are into the home straight of the season. They've got momentum on their side, and few have been able to lay a glove on them.
Well, there might be something for Manchester United now because they've got a corner kick coming down the right-hand side, and Van Dijk made a block and the ball was there to roll out of play. Fernandes swings it back towards the far post. It's Lindelof who gets his head to it, but it's very tame by Manchester United. Alisson now gathers it and he's going to boot the ball down the field. Great pick out now for Luis Diaz. Diaz can square it. This is Salah. Salah tries to reverse it round the corner for Mane, and in fairness to Phil Jones, he gets there just ahead of the Senegalese attacker. That could have been one of the best Route 1 goals you'll ever see. Alisson with an Edison-like pass from defence, and now Manchester United have given the ball away. Mane goes down. Penalty appeal waved away. This is Fabinho. Fabinho looking to try and strike it. Comes to Diaz. He's found the back of the net, but the offside flag has gone up. VAR will have a check. My initial reaction was that he probably did come from an offside position. but it's a real mess as far as Manchester United are concerned. Players getting in each other's way. I mean, this is just so basic. Diaz is a long way offside, so it was a very optimistic wag of the finger from the Colombian winger as he just put the ball in the back of the net, but it's almost becoming comical now.
Yeah, it is. As you said, players getting in each other's way. Phil Jones had come careering out and almost dispossessed one of his own players, went stumbling through and ultimately lost the ball. Firmino then bursting into the box, he almost went down under challenge. Some nice play again from Liverpool, but rightly so, the flag going up there. I think he was offside in the first instance.
Matic plays a long ball through now towards Rashford, but Robertson does well. He puts him off in his stride, and Marcus Rashford has barely had a kick of the ball so far this evening. He's playing in that centre-forward role that's been vacated by Cristiano Ronaldo this evening. He's not had a great evening whatsoever. And Manchester United, well, if they can't find the ball to him, he's barely going to have many touches. With Liverpool now having a throw-in just inside the Manchester United half. Over on the far side, here's Alexander-Arnold. Square pass now for Virgil van Dijk. Back to Matip. Matip sweeps one forward. It's collected by Salah. Salah plays it through quickly to Mane. Mane stay on side. Well, he's played the ball now to Diaz. Diaz trying to work a shooting opportunity. The offside flag has finally gone up a long time after that initial pass forward. I'm not sure why referees have to give it that amount of time before they do put the flag up. Again, I think Mane probably strayed a little bit too soon, but it's almost like he was running in slow motion and the Manchester United defenders still couldn't catch him. Yeah,
he's made that run a few times now, and he's been ignored on the previous occasions. This time they did play it, but the pass coming too late. As you say, he has to really slow his run down there to try and sort of arc it in between the central defenders and loop around to avoid going too early. But the longer the pass is delayed, the more difficult that becomes. And I think we're really seeing that front three clicking now. Didn't see much of Mane in the final third in the opening 20 or so minutes. He seemed to be dropping deeper, but the more the game has gone on, he's found himself up alongside Salah and Diaz, and they're really clicking.
Alexander-Arnold with a poor touch, presented it to Fernandes. Fernandes moving forward in a central position, but Alexander-Arnold does well to just put him off. He's on the ball again, but he's forced a bit backwards. Plays the long pass up towards Lingard, who made the run into the box, as did Marcus Rashford. And going back to the early stages of the game, I don't think Manchester United have looked too bad when it comes to them in possession, trying to get forward. It's defending that's been a real issue for them. As Thiago plays it back to Alisson. Joel Matip can now run forward from defence. Through now to Mane. Mane's dummied it. I think he expected a runner to come in behind him, maybe in the form of Andy Robertson. No one did come. Here is Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka now back to Victor Lindelof. Lindelof, diagonal ball forward, and now Marcus Rashford could be in here. He did get a touch to it. It was slightly too heavy, and Alisson was there to gratefully receive it. Once again, though, another example that there is pace and power up front for Manchester United, and you can find the right pass, then there's maybe a glimmer of hope for them, but I do stress a glimmer.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult, even if they get one back, to turn this game around. You'd imagine that's only going to spark Liverpool back into action to go and add further to their tally. But a route one ball from Lindelof, really nicely played, as long as the runs are timed correctly. As you say, there's pace there, there's dynamism in that United forward line. Alanga and Lingard, who can come and join the attack as well. They just need to pick those passes a little bit more regularly. We haven't seen enough of it.
Here's Thiago. Forward now, through towards Henderson. Henderson releases Robertson on this near side. He's got a bit of space to work in. Robertson squares it now for Henderson. Good look over for Salah, but he's played the short ball to Fabinho instead. Salah does get it. Exchanges passes with Alexander-Arnold, and now here is Henderson. Henderson had to quickly release the ball then. He was being charged down by Bruno Fernandes. Mane back now with Van Dijk, just about on the halfway line in the centre circle. Pass now with his centre-back colleague Matip. Here's Alexander-Arnold. Once again, Mane over on the far side. Alexander-Arnold back in for Virgil van Dijk. Here is Thiago for Diaz. Manchester United, I think, don't know whether to press or whether to stay in their position. I think either way, it's probably not going to work. Diaz now, Alexander-Arnold, he's given it away, but Fabinho can rescue it straight off. Now Matip. Here is Van Dijk for Henderson. Liverpool with a very long, sustained spell of possession, similar to the possession they had just before they got the second goal, when they were exchanging passes, pulling Manchester United players out of position, and then it was a devastating through ball from Mane, which released Mo Salah to score yet another goal. Here is Henderson, chests it back now to Fabinho, who in turn picks out Matip, in turn picks out Virgil van Dijk. Now Alisson comes outside his box, short pass forward to Matip, round the corner from Henderson, and this is Fabinho. The ball isn't accurate enough though to Luis Diaz. Manchester United's high line was nearly exposed once again. Down the line from Lingard to try and pick out Elanga, but Alisson will gather that. Liverpool can try and come forward again, but there's just some real flowing confidence about Liverpool right now.
Yeah, there really is. Fabinho even looking to pick out passes to carve apart the Manchester United back line. They seem to be getting into that midfield area far too easily, Liverpool, whether it be Thiago or Fabinho, Henderson, picking up possession in decent areas, and I think it's a dream, isn't it, for a midfielder to have players like Mane, Salah and Diaz up ahead of you. They're always peeling off shoulders of centre-backs into space and trying to take up really advantageous positions. Just have to get your head up and be aware of what your surroundings are, and Manchester United so far struggling to keep tabs of it.
Yeah, the scoreline is Liverpool 2, Manchester United 0. If you're just joining us, 4 minutes to go until half time, and Liverpool could be in again here. Here is Salah down the far side. Good challenge on the cover from Bruno Fernandes, doing his defensive duties, but it's at the expense of another corner, and Fernandes certainly cuts a dejected figure. He signed a new contract at Manchester United recently, and he'll be hoping, perhaps more than many in this side, that they can get the right managerial appointment, because he is someone they view as a long-term prospect. Just got another replay of that long pass up towards Rashford. He had his eyes on it the whole time, but the control deserted him on that occasion. Alexander-Arnold preparing for an outswinging corner in towards the near post. It's headed away by Jones, only as far as Henderson. Now Thiago, all the way back to Robertson. Robertson sweeps it forward, slightly rushed from the Scotland international, and now it's come forward to Jesse Lingard, but Thiago slides in, and all of a sudden Liverpool outnumbering Manchester United again. This is Alexander-Arnold, tries to play the ball into the box quickly, in towards the path of Luis Diaz, but Manchester United do have enough cover for the time being. It comes down to Robertson on this near side, in for Diaz, who swivels infield towards Henderson, and now with Mane. Henderson receives it around 30 yards out, but plays it backwards towards Joel Matip. Van Dijk collects, and now with Thiago on this near left-hand side. Thiago with a couple of step-overs, trying to get away from Rashford. Robertson, and now Fabinho. Martin Atkinson played the advantage. He felt that Rashford was fouling Thiago, but doesn't matter for the time being. Here is Fabinho. Now Mane. Mane back to Virgil van Dijk. Lingard is the furthest man forward, looking to press the Liverpool goalkeeper, but Alisson knocks it forward. Headed away by Lindelof, only as far as Henderson. Now Robertson down this near flank for Thiago. Here is Henderson. Liverpool slowing the game down a touch. Diaz will shoot straight at David De Gea, one of those that bounced up off the ground. Could have potentially been awkward for De Gea, but I don't think there was enough power behind the strike.
Yeah, they've not gone too often from range tonight, Liverpool. They've been happy to play the more patient game, wait to build those better chances when they can get in behind, like the 2 goals have come from. But this time Diaz turning on it in a bit of space, thought he might as well have a bit of a pop as we approach half-time. David De Gea always going to be behind that.
Rashford's gone down. I think it was under a challenge with Joel Matip, and the Cameroonian defender has helped him back up to his feet. Certainly don't want any more injuries, Manchester United. They've got a little bit of a threadbare squad as it is. A few younger players are on the bench, making up the numbers this evening. All by Matip, up towards Salah. Intercepted by Matic. Going to drop now for Lingard. Fernandes for Matic. Liverpool players sliding in. Firmino getting in the way this time. Henderson sweeps it forward. About to discover how much added time there's going to be at the end of this first half. It's a first half of football that really has flown by. Very few stoppages. Had one change, an enforced change as far as Manchester United are concerned. Pogba going off to be replaced by Jesse Lingard. Long diagonal ball is overhit for Anthony Elanga. Just the one additional minute of time is added on, and we've played about 10 seconds of that already. Liverpool have the throw-in halfway inside their own territory. Alexander-Arnold tries to pick out Henderson. Ball just skips beyond him. Thiago's there to make another challenge, and there is Mane too. Manchester United get the throw in, but Thiago really throwing himself at every challenge. He's had more touches than anyone else in this game so far, and it's really showing not just from a passing and attacking point of view, but the fact that he is getting his foot in as well, and it's what really will endear him to this Anfield crowd. Here is Jones, lost to Maguire. Now Matic, wide for Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who looks as though he's playing at left back now. Quick ball played forward, but Alisson, lightning quick reactions outside of his box. And that is going to mark the end of a first half that was total domination as far as Liverpool are concerned. Luis Diaz and Mo Salah, the two goal scorers at half-time. Liverpool 2, Manchester United 0.
At half-time, it is Liverpool 2, Manchester United 0. Luis Diaz getting the opening goal just 5 minutes in after Liverpool found a way down the right-hand side. Mohamed Salah squaring, Diaz slotting home from close range. The second came in the 22nd minute. This time Salah, the goal scorer, after a scintillating ball over the top from Sadio Mane, found the Egyptian, who was able to slot home. Manchester United have really struggled to create chances in the opening 45. Liverpool 2, United 0. At half-time, it is Liverpool 2, Manchester United 0. Luis Diaz getting the opening goal just 5 minutes in after Liverpool found a way down the right-hand side. Mohamed Salah squaring, Diaz slotting home from close range. The second came in the 22nd minute. This time Salah, the goal scorer, after a scintillating ball over the top from Sadio Mane, found the Egyptian, who was able to slot home. Manchester United have really struggled to create chances in the opening 45. Liverpool 2, United 0. At half-time, it is Liverpool 2, Manchester United 0. Luis Diaz getting the opening goal just 5 minutes in after Liverpool found a way down the right-hand side. Mohamed Salah squaring, Diaz slotting home from close range. The second came in the 22nd minute. This time Salah, the goal scorer, after a scintillating ball over the top from Sadio Mane, found the Egyptian, who was able to slot home. Manchester United have really struggled to create chances in the opening 45. Liverpool 2, United 0. At half-time, it is Liverpool 2, Manchester United 0. Luis Diaz getting the opening goal just 5 minutes in after Liverpool found a way down the right-hand side. Mohamed Salah squaring, Diaz slotting home from close range. The second came in the 22nd minute. This time Salah, the goal scorer, after a scintillating ball over the top from Sadio Mane, found the Egyptian, who was able to slot home. Manchester United have really struggled to create chances in the opening 45. Liverpool 2, United 0. At half-time, it is Liverpool 2, Manchester United 0. Luis Diaz getting the opening goal just 5 minutes in after Liverpool found a way down the right-hand side. Mohamed Salah squaring, Diaz slotting home from close range. The second came in the 22nd minute. This time Salah, the goal scorer, after a scintillating ball over the top from Sadio Mane, found the Egyptian, who was able to slot home. Manchester United have really struggled to create chances in the opening 45. Liverpool 2, United 0. At half-time, it is Liverpool 2, Manchester United 0. Luis Diaz getting the opening goal just 5 minutes in after Liverpool found a way down the right-hand side. Mohamed Salah squaring, Diaz slotting home from close range. The second came in the 22nd minute, this time Salah, the goal scorer, after a scintillating ball over the top from Sadio Mane, found the Egyptian, who was able to slot home. Manchester United have really struggled to create chances in the opening 45. Liverpool 2, United 0. At half-time, it is Liverpool 2, Manchester United 0. Luis Diaz getting the opening goal just 5 minutes in after Liverpool found a way down the right-hand side. Mohamed Salah squaring, Diaz slotting home from close range. The second came in the 22nd minute, this time Salah, the goal scorer, after a scintillating ball over the top from Sadio Mane, found the Egyptian, who was able to slot home. Manchester United have really struggled to create chances in the opening 45. Liverpool 2, United 0. At half-time, it is Liverpool 2, Manchester United 0. Luis Diaz getting the opening goal just 5 minutes in after Liverpool found a way down the right-hand side. Mohamed Salah squaring, Diaz slotting home from close range. The second came in the 22nd minute, this time Salah, the goal scorer, after a scintillating ball over the top from Sadio Mane, found the Egyptian, who was able to slot home. Manchester United have really struggled to create chances in the opening 45. Liverpool 2, United 0. At half-time, it is Liverpool 2.
at the football club next season. Ball played through towards the direction of Elanga, but Alisson comes out quickly. Here is Thiago. Now Fabinho in midfield, who's marshalled the middle of the park really well this evening. Quite a number of man of the match contenders as far as Liverpool are concerned. Alexander-Arnold tries to flick one round the corner up towards Mo Salah. Again, Manchester United loose in possession, but this time so are Liverpool with Thiago. Here is Maguire. Maguire's given the ball away now. And now Salah is running at the England man, but he slips as he tries to get the ball onto his left foot. He looked to roll down a bit then, but I think it was frustration more than an injury. Hernandez chips it forward up towards Elanga. Van Dijk reads it with ease. Here is the dominant Dutchman. Through now to Jota. Jota turns backwards, feeds it to Andy Robertson. Two more substitutions up their sleeves Liverpool have got. Manchester United have only got the one available to them. Matic rolls it forward to Alexander-Arnold on the half turn, chips it forward, looking for Salah. Wan-Bissaka can chip it clear only as far as Henderson. Here is Mane. He was looking for Alexander-Arnold on their overlap. He couldn't find him. Fernandes, first time ball up towards Jadon Sancho. He's got space, left side of the box. Sancho tries to dink a ball with the outside of his right boot. So I think it was Elanga coming in at the back post. It was rushed. It never looked particularly convincing.
No, a few times now he's found himself with a bit of space out wide on that United left. With Alexander-Arnold liking to get forward pretty regularly, it does leave those spaces, needing Fabinho or Henderson to drop in and provide a bit of support alongside the central defenders. But he's just not done enough. Earlier on in this second half, he looked a bit of a threat, but the longer it's gone on, he's probably not impressed and taken advantage of those gaps enough.
Jota now making a move forward with those fresh legs of his. Maguire slides in. Mane gets the ball back off him. Cleared away by Matic as far as Bruno Fernandes. Henderson snapping at his heels. Fernandes still coming forward. Martin Atkinson felt he was fouled. He played the advantage, but he's not pulled it back. And Bruno Fernandes wasted the advantage handed to him. Here's Mane. Back now to Robertson. Robertson sideways to Fabinho. For Thiago Alcantara. Now Mane. Mane side foots it through towards Salah. And then plays it back to Henderson. Alexander-Arnold is in support. Henderson goes backwards to Matic. Thiago for Henderson now. Alexander-Arnold. It's almost becoming a bit of a procession somewhat this game. Liverpool 3-0 up against Manchester United. All the front three, Diaz, Salah and Mane, on the score sheet. It's been a clinical, ruthless display from the Reds, who are seeking to reclaim their Premier League title that they won a couple of years ago. Manchester City, the current holders. As it stands, Liverpool would go top, but City, with the game in hand that you would expect them to win. They're at home to Brighton in midweek, and then they've got a home game against Watford, so anything less than 6 points from that would be deemed as failure as far as City are concerned. All Liverpool can do is continue to apply pressure. Here's Salah, just inside his own half of his near side. I think Liverpool are getting Naby Keita ready to come on. Thiago chips one across for Andy Robertson. Robertson to Mane, edge of the box. Mane nearly caught there by Matic, but Mane still in possession. Now Robertson with the low-looking delivery. It comes off Diogo Dalot. It will be a corner for Liverpool.
Yeah, I'd expect, as you say, with Naby Keita down there, it might be Thiago who comes off. Saw him a couple of moments ago when play was further up the field. He sort of crouched down onto his haunches a little bit. He's run a lot today, and as we say that, he's the man who's coming off here. He's got one short leg pulled all the way up. I think he's maybe got some muscle issues potentially that have been handling him, but he's had such a good game. You were talking about man of the match candidates earlier, and he's probably not going to be in the running because he's not assisted or scored tonight, but the work that he's put in that midfield, I think, for me, makes him a candidate. It tends to go to players who have scored or been involved in those goal-mouth actions, but yeah, he's done such a fantastic job this evening. We've seen him at his very, very best. A big hug from Jurgen Klopp and standing ovation from those Liverpool fans.
Yeah, he has been very, very good, Thiago, this evening. And on will come Naby Keita, another player who's definitely improved this season. Corner's taken by Robertson, it's glanced on, it comes to Henderson at the back post. Henderson scuffs the cross back into the area, and now Manchester United looking to come forward on the counter-attack. It's been led by Marcus Rashford, but Keita has come across. His first involvement is to try and close Rashford down, plays it back to Wan-Bissaka. Now Elanga for Wan-Bissaka on this near side. Rashford can't find it back to his full-back. Wan-Bissaka has played it on the left side for the whole of this second half. Doesn't exactly say much about Alex Telles, the fact that he's been left on the bench. Luke Shaw is currently unfit and unavailable for selection, as Manchester United coaching staff led by Ralf Rangnick, Darren Fletcher involved as well, deep in conversation. Matic now plays it through to Rashford, who turns and shoots. It's off target. I don't know if Rashford was in an offside position. It looked like he might have been. So with 9 minutes to go, Manchester United still really yet to test Alisson in goal. And another look at the Sadio Mane goal that's really ended this game as a contest. It was such a nonchalant finish with his weaker left foot as well. I know that players of that ilk don't really have weak feet, but it was a great finish from Mane, and the replay that we've just seen showed the Anfield crowd raising to cheer. Ralf Rangnick was bemoaning his side's look and bemoaning his side's defending. Really poor from the Red Devils, and whoever comes in has got an absolutely mammoth job on their hands. It looks like it's going to be Erik ten Hag, and his injury is going to be absolutely endless.
Yeah, he's got a huge task on his hands, hasn't he? He'll have seen several managers that have come and gone before him with big names, big reputations, that haven't been able to solve the problems at Old Trafford. So he must be fully aware of what the situation is going to be. Surely he will have had assurances about being able to get players in and out as quickly as possible to try and settle things down in the summer and build through that pre-season if possible.
Here is Mane, he's got Keita making a move out wide. He's fed the ball to Keita, he's forced him a little bit wider than he would have liked. Keita rolls the ball back in the direction of Robertson, and Liverpool will have to come again. But once more, Manchester United, masters of their own downfall, caught in possession in midfield, and that's why Liverpool were able to get forward. So Keita offered the overlap, Mane deciding not to go for goal himself. Liverpool still on the ball though. Here's Henderson, now for Salah. Salah plays it off Rashford, it goes out for a Liverpool throw-in. 7 minutes to go. Manchester United going to make another alteration. Anthony Elanga coming off, and it's another one of their young talents. Hannibal Mejbri is about to come on, the Tunisian international. You certainly won't miss him with the hairdo of his in the David Luiz mould, and he's another player that they're looking at for the future. He's been highly regarded in the club's academy, but once more, you've got to say it's a very tough environment for him to be thrown on. But with 7 minutes to go, he'll be lively and full of energy, wanting to impress. Manchester United get the free kick, but they've decided to take the advantage instead. Here's Wan-Bissaka on this near side. First chance for Mejbri to have a go at the Liverpool defence. Feeds it short now to Sancho. Here is the former Borussia Dortmund man again. Maguire looking for an option, and can only go sideways to Victor Lindelof. Dalot was looking to make a move down the far side. There's a lack of incisiveness about Manchester United. That they're slow in possession, aren't they?
Yeah, they're really tentative once they get the ball, and I think at this stage, Salah might be through.
Salah's been played through. It is 4-0 via a deflection. Great pass, and Mo Salah has his second goal of the game. Far too easy once more for Liverpool to carve through Manchester United. It was Maguire's crossfield ball that saw, I think it was Dalot caught in possession, played through towards Mo Salah, got the wrong side, or the right side of the defender, and he's able to finish it. As Maguire went across, it was Nedjbri, the young substitute, caught in possession. Diogo Jota with the through ball, and Salah is there away from Wan-Bissaka. A bit of good fortune about how the ball looped into the back of the net, but Liverpool 4-0 up.
Yeah, really cheaply given away by United. As you say, the final finish just skimming off the calf of Wan-Bissaka and going up over David De Gea in the process. I think he's looking to chip it, but it's definitely helped on its way by the defender. But they, as we were saying, just too slow on the ball, United. Maguire's trying to pass it out wide, and it seemed a bit of a misplaced ball. It was deeper than Nedjbri really wanted it to be. He had to drop off under pressure and lost the ball. Not the type of situation the youngster wanted to find himself in, having come off the bench. And Liverpool, a side known for scoring late goals this season, have gone and grabbed another.
And in doing so, they've decided to make a third and final alteration. Firmino has been lively this evening, but he's going to get a 5-minute breather. And James Milner, the evergreen James Milner, still going strongly at 36 years old. He's coming on just to shore things up once more in midfield. Not that it particularly needed shoring up, because Manchester United have lacked any sort of potency throughout the majority of this contest. It could get worse now for them, because Liverpool, having scored 2 goals in relatively quick time, they've now got an extra spring in their step. As the shot comes in from out wide, it's going to come for Trent Alexander-Arnold, slightly loose from him, and now Manchester United bursting forward themselves with Jadon Sancho inside for Lingard. And Keita is there to take the ball off him, and Naby Keita, well, they're almost taking the mick out of Manchester United now. Some of the touches and the awareness and winning the ball back, it's been absolutely exhilarating almost from start to finish. Keita moving forward to Salah. Salah now plays it through. Mane could be in here. He tries to round David De Gea. He's taken it a little bit too far. He's just about kept it in play, has he? Yes, he has. Pulls it back now for Mo Salah. Salah trying to play it through towards Jota, but Maguire is there. Now it's played forward from Sancho up towards Marcus Rashford. Sancho has carried on his run. Rashford plays it behind him. Robertson is there, and Henderson plays it forward now. Henderson's brought down by Hannibal Nedjbri, but the advantage has been played by Martin Atkinson, who, not to say has had a good game this evening, but play is going to have to be stopped now because Henderson is down on the ground. Again, I don't think it's one that the youngster necessarily meant. We are going to see a yellow card. I think it is going to go to the youngster. Just have another look at this challenge that came in for him. Yeah, it's a late leg up. It's a young player trying to make a name for himself, trying to get in the good books of the manager, and it was a poor challenge.
There was also a yellow card out for Naby Keita as well earlier on for his coming together with Jesse Lingard, so 2 cards shown in the game now. But I think you're right about Hannibal Nedjbri diving in and just trying to show that he's willing to get stuck in and put the work in.
Well, they say, and you don't see a bus for ages, 2 come along at once. You don't see a yellow card for the whole game, and we've had 3 in the space of a minute because Bruno Fernandes has found his way into the referee's notebook. A high challenge on Trent Alexander-Arnold, and I suspect, even though we've only got 90 seconds of normal time remaining, that might not be the last yellow card that we see, because frustration is really starting to boil over from Manchester United's point of view. It's his 8th booking of the season, Bruno Fernandes. He's not one for being a shrinking violet in terms of those challenges, as Joel Matip plays the ball down the channel. Wan-Bissaka scoops it back to his goalkeeper ahead of Mo Salah. Lindelof, all he could do, because he's been put under so much pressure, he's just hoisted forward. Hannibal Mejbri against Virgil van Dijk. Only one man's going to win that header. Here is Milner in midfield. Now with Keita. Keita barged down by Mejbri, who's already been shown a yellow card. Has to be careful. Henderson and Harry Maguire are engaged in a bit of a slanging match with each other. Now James Milner has gone across to Maguire. That's something that Ralf Rangnick might have to have a bit of a word with his young player about. He's only just come on and he's in danger of being sent off.
Yeah, he's showing that he's willing to chase and put the effort in, but you've got to make sure that you're doing it in the right manner. You can't just